to give you a couple of tips on shopping. I know it's the holiday, Memorial Day today. I know you've probably been out to the grocery store for those who probably did your shopping already. I hope you caught some of the sales. I just wanted to clarify, for those who don't know, that if you're going to have a holiday coming up, you want to try to buy your stuff and get out to the stores at least 2 weeks ahead of time. Because when you go into the store, we already know the prices are high. But you want to get those sales before that week of that sale. Because if you get that, you're not going to find the sales. There'll be a sale, but you're not going to find the really great sales the week of the sales because they shift the prices because they know more people are going to be coming in. So you have to plan and you have to think wisely, especially if you're on a budget. And this is to encourage those who have families and those who are single and you're trying to make ends meet. We know the rents are high. We know the gas price, everything's high. And that's just what's going on in the economy and in the world now. But you can make it, especially when you have a want to and you seek in God's face. For those who are believers, God will make a way out of no way. I've seen him do it in my life many, many years, raising three children, single parent, and how God just brought me into his system. But you gotta take and be a want to take and save money. Stop going out there wasting money, just paying whatever they ask on the shelf and not price comparison. You have to take and shop around. Well, you might say, well, Miss Fern, I don't have the transportation. If you do it wisely and really think about how can I just maybe plan ahead, at least plan ahead. Look at the sales flyers. Go on your phone for those who might be scrolling and just your local grocery market. And we know a lot of them are high. They've been high even before this economic downturn. So you have to use wisdom. You might have to link up with a family member or a friend, somebody that you can buy in bulk with. There's warehouses. Some of the warehouses require memberships, some don't. Some of them they've turned around and they decided to let people come in, or you get a yearly membership or a free pass on some of them. I don't think Costco's does a daily pass or anything, but then there's Sam's Club and there's BJ's. So you got to make your money work for you. Stop just giving your money and throwing it away, and you're not using your sales flyers. Last week, ShopRite had a sale. ShopRite, where I'm living and stuff in Connecticut, but then some places where you might have a Food Lion or Kroger's or something like that. You got to get those sales flyers. You have to go online and you have to price comparison to see the difference. Some people believe a few cents doesn't make a difference. I'm going to pay it, but we all have choices. But there is a way to take and go to the grocery store. Like this week, ShopRite has half price on the cereals. I think it's just, we know it's not healthy, but it's at the same time, sometimes you have gonna still have to buy those products but don't add any sugar to it. And, if it's not any good. And a lot of people are health conscious because of the foods that are so contaminated in the marketplace. But be mindful that you have to try to make it work for you, especially if you have children. I'm seeing the prices. I'm in the stores. I'm looking. I'm praying. I'm like, God, how are people making it with these prices? But God will make a way out of no way. For those who can do maybe a garden in the house in the windowsill, lights and stuff like that, who could start a little, maybe grow one thing. I was growing Polano peppers a couple years ago on my patio, a backyard, community gardens, reach out to your library, reach out to the maybe a clerk's office in your county and say, do you know anybody doing a food garden, food share? You can go out there and help plant and cultivate the produce and things like that. You have to make it work so that you'll have food on your table. You have to be able to save money, use coupons. You know, Coupons have stopped a lot the paper ones, but they still have online coupons. You know, they don't think or they think, but they don't do it. They'll say limit of one. If you can get one, it's better than none. I ran a sale this week at Walgreens and I needed paper towels. I looked at the Walgreens to see what coupon they had. They have a digital coupon online. They have other mass coupons online where you could earn different points and stuff so you can shop. And I was able to get two reams, that's 2 6 packs of paper towels for her. It was buy one, get the next one 50% off. So that's full price, $5 for one. The next one was $2.50, and then they had a $2 off of two coupon. So I got two reams of paper towels, Scott's paper towel for $5. When you see these different information comes up, even if you don't understand it, stop. Stop and listen to the person who's trying to explain what is right, not the wrong. All that flashy stuff, you don't need flashy. You need wisdom. Ask God for wisdom. Those who believers. And if you don't believe, you still can do it, because it's up to you to make a way that you're going to be able to take care of your family, put gas in the car, food. A lot of people who used to coupon and still do coupon, they found a way to take in, be able to get into the system to save money. You go to Dollar General, they have on Saturdays, they have a 5 off of 25 coupon, and plus other coupons. They have digital coupons that you can click on, and you read the promotions. For those I've been reading here lately, going over the flyers, the store flyers with you guys and stuff, so I can show you how to read the flyer. There's a system, there's categories that there's in the flyer. You'll have like produce, you'll have fish, you'll have deli. You'll have, like, this is the produce in the top of this flyer, and then they have like a monthly sale. You have to make the sale work for you. You have to make your money, whatever the amount is. Remember, I also teach, and I try to teach you how to resell, having the things that you're not using around the house, getting them, cleaning them up, washing them up, preparing them for retail sale. Look online. If the kids need shoes and stuff, their kids grow out of stuff, you could buy clothes online. Don't be afraid to go online to look for something used. Um, a lot of times the kids grow up and people just have so much that they want to sell and stuff like that. Bargain shop, say, hey, are you willing to take this? Now, don't come with some crazy something that costs $50 and you ask the person, will you take it for $5? That's ridiculous. Use wisdom. If you see something that maybe is $50, say, hey, will you take $30 for it? If the kids need shoes and stuff like that, be willing to. A lot of people don't want to, not if it's not designer, they not wearing it. Well, I personally, I'm gonna wear something that's clean, nice, and something solid. Doesn't have to be Nike, it doesn't have to be Prada, it doesn't have to be Coach. It has to be clean, usable, and will uphold for long-term usage. Look that way. Stop looking at these name brands because it's just somebody's name. They just took a label and put it on it. And I'll be going more into that when I talk about business, trying to help y'all get it so you can start your own home-based businesses with what you have. Um, but I want to really encourage you about food shopping. Right now, we see the sales, we see what's going on. This week at ShopRite, they have Arm& Hammer laundry detergent, $1.99. That's four you could buy for $8. You might get the bigger one, but you do a price comparison, and then the ounces, the canned goods, you want to try to get them when they're on sale. Now I have to say for $1, because you go into places like Stop and Shop and these other stores, you're talking about $1.25, $1.50 for a can of vegetables. Frozen goods is up and stuff. You have to use the sales system to make it work for you. They're trying to sell it. The manufacturer's trying to sell it. The buyer, the store's trying to sell it. You trying to buy it, but you want to take and be able to buy it so you could buy more, especially if you have family, especially if you have kids. Um, you have to use wisdom. You have to look at the ingredients in the food. I picked up a jar of relish today. Second ingredient was high fructose corn syrup. High fructose corn syrup. And for those who don't know about high fructose corn syrup, it's the worst thing that you can take and give yourself or your kids. It's worse than sugar. I'm talking about regular raw sugar. This stuff you don't want to even eat. In other countries, it's outlawed. In our country, they're putting high fructose corn syrup, a lot of fake ingredients in the food, and it's making us sick. Now they're beginning to find out why so many people have been sick and sick to their death. So you have to look at the food that you're actually buying. But I want to encourage you, hit those sales flyers at least 2 weeks before. If there's a weekly sale, they're starting to do small sales. Go into the store, use clearance, try to get there early so you can take and get some people, some places they'll put stuff like in bulk or clearance on the shelf early after they go through the morning opening and see what's still there, see what's marked down. Ask your local person, hey, are you going to be getting rid of this? Will you take a less price the day after? The bakeries and stuff, when I was a kid growing up, we used to go and they had day old baked goods and stuff, at a cheaper price and stuff. There's ways that you can make it. You have to take and just stop looking at the lights, the flashy lights of things, and really look at what you're taking and doing with your money so that you can take and really get things out and into your house, the foods that you need, the vegetables, the fruits and things, the canned um, things and stuff. Make sure you rinse the canned goods, all of those different preservatives they put in the cans. I don't care if it's corn, beans, string beans. Wash that stuff before you take and cook it. You have to. Well, it's in the liquid, Miss Fern. Yes, it's in the liquid, but at the same time, the liquid, I could go on and on, but the sodium and the chemicals they use in it to preserve it are not good chemicals. Anything you can do to take and clean the food, do it. Use vinegar and not a heavy amount, just a quick rinse, water, warm water, just quick rinse of it out. Their meat, don't just put the meat right from the package into the pan. That's a no, 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 no. They've been processed, they've gone through the cutters, they've gone through the butcher's hands, they've fallen on the floor, they've put coloring into it. Yes, you can wash hamburger. Yeah, Miss Fern, you wash hamburger, turkey burger. Yes, I do. They were talking a couple of weeks about the pre-washed spinach and the pre-washed salad. Do you know that they don't take and they don't wash chicken before they cook it in the restaurants? Okay. So you need to wash your food before you take and cook it because you don't want to bring something home from the store and it's not any good. But I want to encourage you, please plan before you go to the store, the sales, if you can. If you're going to a local grocery store and say, hey, they're going right to these Aldi's and stuff, they come back into the community, they put it on the shelf and they charge you $6, $8, $10 for a box of cereal. They don't went to the store and yes, they're doing business, but they went to the big old grocery stores and they paid $1.77 for it. Be willing to pay somebody. It might cost a little bit more, but say, hey, my money's coming through. Can you take me to the grocery store? I'll pay you something if you're going. What can you take me when you go? And be on time. Make sure you show up. Be there waiting when it's time to go. Hey, I'm going in the store. I'm coming out. You have to work with people. If they're gonna work with you, and they're gonna give you a ride to the grocery store, work with them. But just be mindful. Plan your shopping trip accordingly. See if you can maximize a lot of this name brand stuff, a lot of the off prices, white labeling. I'm gonna be teaching you all about this so you could begin to use wisdom when you go to the store and not just think it's oh this and it's oh that. But there are systems that they use to take and sell this stuff that you should know about so you can make the best decision that you can make when you're shopping for you and your family. I want you to be encouraged. Don't give up. Don't give in. Remember what I said. If you don't have any money, you got a skill. I don't care if it's talking, sweeping, washing things down, washing people clothes, if it's ironing, offer your services out to other people for a decent price. A lot of people are braiders. You know what? If you can braid, that's a gift. If you are a braider, that's a gift. Be willing to take $10. Because a lot of people don't have $100. They're just trying to pay their rent, some of them. But society has made it so that you'll spend $200 and $300, but you don't pay your rent. Come on, y'all. Come on. But if you could braid somebody's child's hair for $5 or $10, and that's your gas money. That's how it was when I was coming through raising my kids. If I could find one of the guys in the neighborhood that he did here, my son's hair, I don't think I ever paid over $15 for my son's hair to get cut. $11. One guy was at one time, $10. And on my kids, on the weekends when my brother and them was off of work, there might be 6 or 7 guys sitting at his house. The guy would get beat. That's when they have beepers. He would get beep beep, and there would be 6 heads, 7 heads sitting in his kitchen waiting. The guy come in, he'd be out of that house in like an hour and a half and stuff like that. He was making his money. He wasn't ripping people off. But now I'm hearing they going to the barber shop. They paying $30 and $40 for a haircut. Come on. Well, I gotta make my money. You don't got no guarantee you're gonna be able to spend that money. Because nowadays and stuff, God is checking us. He's checking everybody. And if you think he ain't checking you, you better watch yourself. We're called to be helpers of one another. And you mean to tell me some of these girls can't get their daughter's hair done because people want $100? And she gonna take it out in 2 weeks? Well, that's my skill and that's my gift. If you're trying to make ends meet, $10, $20, work with them. And then you'll have money in your pocket. You got gifts and skills. Don't do what the regular world is doing because they're gonna lose. I'm telling you, they're gonna lose. Because if I could braid, I'd be a braiding sister. Well, Miss Fern, you don't know. Well, I know other things, and I know I've been studying business for a long time, and I'd rather have a house full of $10 and have some money than a house full of nobody and don't be able to make no money. Don't do that. We talking about living right. But I'm here to encourage you. Y'all, we got to get it together because things is getting tight and tighter into how you gonna make it in the grocery stores. I don't even know what to tell you. Tell me what you see. Put it in the comments. Tell me what you see when you go into the grocery store. And we could talk about it. Because I could share some stuff with you. Tell me what you see when you go in the grocery store on average and people, and I'm not talking about the first of the month. I'm talking about a daily deal going to the grocery store and look at what people are carrying out of the store. Look at the meat counter when you go by the not the deli meat. I went by the deli counter the other day and I looked up at the prices. I wanted me some liverwurst. Yes, I'm old school. I wanted some liverwurst. And I looked up when the guy was telling the lady a pound of roast beef. She said, "Well, what kind do you have?" And then he started telling her, he said $16.99 a pound. Then he told her another brand was $11.99 a pound. You know she went for the $11.99 a pound, a half a pound. This is life. The land is sore. And you have a lot of people, a lot of lion spirits making it seem like it's just the greatest and the best time. People are going through, I see it where I live. I see it where I live, y'all. And I'm not talking about just the regular people who've been living in the community that I was growing up in or being around. I'm talking about people out of the burbs in the city. Yes, I am. And I'm telling you, it's not the same, y'all. It's not the same. It is not the same. So anytime when you got $2,000 and $3,000 rent and you don't even bring that in a month, and it's the norm, mm, better wake up. I used to hear the woman of God I was underneath for many a year, and she used to tell us about it. She used to share with us what God was sharing with her. And everything I seen that woman, that guy had his servant ministering, I seen it come to pass. And I'm seeing it come to pass. So you know what? You better get up. You better get the moving. There ain't no time to be sitting up, because you don't have no guarantee that the system going to keep even giving out anything to anybody. They'll give money away thinking they're getting over. But baby, you know what that scripture say? The first going to be last and the last going to be first. But if you don't put Jesus first, you think you're going to be walking around here like you've been walking around here with some Gucci and some Prada and some Coach and some this and some that. And I break down to you how that stuff is made and where it's really coming from. You'll be like, no, I didn't spend that $6,000 on that, Miss Fern. I'll be, oh yeah, you did. Keep playing. I'm here to encourage you today. Get up, move around, get things done. Don't sit down. Turn those soap operas off. Get off away from those computer games. Get your kids off those games. And then I could go on. I'm gonna leave it alone today, y'all. Miss Furnace just want to encourage y'all so that you don't go through the suffering that's coming. And you won't know how you're gonna feed your kids or if you're gonna have a roof over your head. But be encouraged, and I will be chit-chatting with you later. Have a good one. Don't forget to subscribe. Don't forget to share this with someone. Y'all need to have conversations in your household with your mother, your auntie, and you check their attitudes to see what their mindset is on things. Because if they're not going to move, look through the scriptures. If they're not going to a righteousness and a better life, and they're not going to a God and Christ, you better check it. You better check them. And you better make sure you move so that you'll have a better life and you'll be able to take care of your kids. Telling you what I know. Telling you what I know. But you be encouraged. So don't forget to subscribe. And please leave a comment. If you have any questions, leave that too. Talk to you later. Bye-bye.